Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. It's going to be a fun day for me. How about you? Do you have good plans? Is your food tracked? Are you putting lemon in your water? Are you drinking water? Do you care about what you eat? I love my food plan. And I love the intelligence of the people that watch this channel that ask incredible questions or add incredible insight and wisdom in their comments. And it helps me so much. And somebody yesterday was asking about the cream that they've been putting in their coffee. And they wanted to know, because I had mentioned that in the dairy debate, that some people say that dairy's fine as long as like the cheeses are raw, or the other cheeses are organic, pasture-raised, like my cream cheese is, and also my heavy whipping cream, which I am supplementing now with Trader Joe's organic coconut cream, just for a little change up. So when I make my bulletproof coffee in the morning, it has so many different days with different fats in it, but it's all the same. It carries me from like 3 or 4 in the morning to when I eat, like at 10:30, 11 in the afternoon. Or, well, to me it's afternoon. Heck, it'd be cocktail time if I drank. So, anyway, and so she wondered if her heavy whipping cream was good for her. And I said, well, you got to check the label and see. Of course, it would say organic if it was, pasture-raised if it was, because why wouldn't they look for props by doing that, by having their products be that. And it is funny when I look at some products and they just go on and on about how we care about the environment and our animals and our whatevers, but they aren't organic or pasture raised. So, you know, there's that little skeptical thing. So when somebody that's listening to my silly little podcasts, they begin to go, huh, maybe all those flowing, flowery words don't mean anything unless it's organic, pasture-raised, and that would be bingo. So I hope you got good news when you looked it up. So anyway, I just got back from my walk in the rain, in the dark. I loved it. And I was listening to a speaker from the Low Carb Down Under, which was actually held in Breckenridge, Colorado, a couple of months ago. But if you look up Low Carb Down Under, there's a plethora of videos, podcasts. And this was Nina Teichholz, and she wrote The Big Fat Lie. And she is brilliant in her studies, and she has had to defend herself. She's been disinvited to events when they find out that she is who she is, and she believes in, you know, saturated fats and fats and, you know, not corn oil, not Wesson oil, vegetable oil, things like that, but good, healthy, know where they come from type of fats. Back again to the cultured butter that's pasture raised and things like that. So it was really great to hear her, and she's like really like Sally Fields was in that movie that she did about the Union many years ago, and she has stood up to big pharma, to big food industries, to the government, and battalions of scientists trying to prove her wrong. And, you know, she's always up against these people that will always be defending the low-fat, high-carb food, USDA food pyramid with the 6 to 11 servings of grains and not a lot of mention of sugar, because even though we all know that sugar's probably not good for you, no matter what food plan you're on. But they can attack her on the low-fat part. And she had to defend herself in front of 180 scientists, and it was in a British, I'm not sure if it was Lancet or not, but I always say if you want to follow some research for some real truth, go to Britain, go to British papers that are written and published, because you're going to find more truth there than you would in the United States, because people are so heavily funded to prove truth wrong. And those are your lobbyists and your agriculturists and your big pharma, and it's just everywhere. And the big bucks, they've got it. They've got billions and billions to prove you wrong. And I did say one time that there's no profit in keto, but a couple of people said, yes, there is. And it's like, okay, there is. I agree, but not in the sense of like General Mills with their cereals, or the low-fat, healthy, smart health, whatever those are, smart choice, whatever. Just if you go into the store, and it's funny when a store says, we have 66,000 different items, and each one would be discarded if it was high in chemical sodium, high in sugar, high in fats, not the healthy fats, but the corn oils, the vegetable oils, the soybean oils, things like that. There wouldn't be a heck of a lot left on the shelves. And I don't know if you are doing keto, and you are doing keto under 20, and you've been fat adapted for a while. If you walk into a store, do you get wafts of the bread aisle as soon as you walk in? I do. But it's funny because one store has wafts of, it always smells like Mississippi roast or something good like that. Not the chicken rotisserie, but more like a beef roasting smell. And I wonder if it's a fake smell to make us buy more meat because there's more profit in meat. I don't know. I mean, you can't really smell celery, organic celery, can you? So, this was all about food politics, and it is a topic that I am incredibly fascinated with. And I recall, like a number of years ago, when Jamie Oliver went to the fattest county in Louisiana and got into their schools and got some permission to like fool around with what they were eating, what they were serving the kids at lunch. Because as we know, as most of us, not most of us, but a good amount of us, I was a fat little kid. There was no guidance going on at my house, that's for sure. And I was just fueling my body on nothing but sugar, and I have a mouth to prove it. And I can't even imagine what was in the cans and packages of brownie mix and frosting mix and all those things that I used to just eat with a spoon, or mix up, leave in a bowl and eat with a spoon, never needed to turn on the oven. I was so sugar adapted, it was scary. So she was talking about this great big study that went on, and it was the Women's Health Initiative. And they had 55,000, 55,000 women that they followed for a number of years on a low-fat, they don't say high carb, but it was a low-fat food plan to see how things were different with things like menopause, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and a whole bunch of things. And what did they find out? That eating low fat, didn't make them healthier, didn't make them skinnier, didn't keep them from heart attacks. I mean, look at women with heart attacks. Like, it's so huge for us. And yet, do you read about it? Do you know what could cause it? Do you think it's diet? Like that statin report that David Muir did a few days ago. I was screaming at the TV. Oh, nothing to do with grains and sugar, huh? I mean, just incredible. So, obviously I'm a big fan of Nina. And so they didn't publish the results after all those years of doing these tests. And Nina asked one of the whatevers about it, and they said, well, we just didn't like the results, so we didn't publish it. What? Oh, you mean the results didn't fall in the category you wanted them to? And it's amazing. And so we really are pioneers. If you're doing keto under 20, you're a pioneer. And when you think of Dr. Atkins, and I was talking about his smugness and his assuredness and his confidence in what he was saying in the podcast that I watched recently that was like, you know, 30, 40 years ago. I don't know. It's more true today than it was then. And darn it, if he just didn't dig his heels in and stay with it. You know, he was never swayed to like cave in to the United States Department of Agriculture and, you know, say, you're right, it is about the fat. He never, ever caved. And good on him. And today, you know, he's stronger than ever. So if you're embarking on keto under 20, when you think about it, it's meats and vegetables. What is wrong with that? There are, all the micronutrients are in vegetables. And if you don't cook them to, you know, a fare thee well, so, you know, they're as soft as oatmeal, you know, there's going to be a lot of micronutrients that you're going to get from that. And when, you know, people call us, you know, meat eaters, I mean, yes, but the servings, if you are like me, you know, they're measured out. You know, I have probably no more than 6 ounces on steak night, which is my treat night with the 3 vegetables. I mean, that's my night when I have a little filet mignon, grass-fed with 3 vegetables, you know, and that's like the treat. And I do go over 20 carbs. I don't subtract the fiber. And so, you know, it's like, that's really your treat? And it's like, yeah, that's my treat. It's not coconut cream pie. You know, it's not a blizzard at Dairy Queen. It's not those things. A treat for me is having an ounce or 2 more of meat, and, you know, more carbs of veggies than usual, because Brussels sprouts are kind of high. So I've been having, of course, when I binge watch on Dr. Berg, you know, he's always talking about making sure that you have enough raw veggies as well as some lightly cooked veggies. And so I have been having a salad most every day these past couple of weeks, and I go on runs, you know, and I might get bored with the salad and, you know, go back to having a lot of different veggies with the meat on the side, looking like a regular, you know, sort of dinner plate. So I do what I do, and I'm sure that you have your own things that work for you, especially if you're doing keto under 20. You're finding your formula, you're going with it, and it's working for you. And it's like, it's great when it does. And I never get unexcited about doing these podcasts and reading reports and things like that. And yeah, I go a little overboard with the ranting and raving about the food industry. Europe is light years ahead of us. They wouldn't dream of having GMOs. Oh, I wanted to say this. So I go into Star Market to get Brussels sprouts. They didn't have any organic ones when Greg went. So I went in a few hours later in case like a truck had come in. And the manager of the fruit and vegetable department, I said, do you have any more organic Brussels sprouts? And he said, no, I'll reorder them on Tuesday. And then we were standing over the non-organic GMOs, non-organic Brussels sprouts, and he says, why don't you take these? And I said, well, yeah, except that, you know, they've got all the GMOs in them. And he goes, what are those? Yeah. What are those? The fruit and vegetable manager at this big franchise store. Yeah, that's what we got. So you gotta, when you go keto under 20, you become in charge of your destiny and what works for you and finding what works for you. And yeah, there's a lot of trial and error. You know, I threw a lot of jars and cans and bags and things out along my way, but no regrets. I love where I'm going, what I get out of my food, the energy level, the sleep, the deep sleep, the balanced mood, the jeans that fit, not just yesterday, but they fit today. Why? Because I didn't finish off all the Easter eggs, Easter candy last night because it was there and I wanted to get it out of the house, like throwing away. Didn't work. Like I do, burying things in coffee grounds and bones, right? So have a marvelous day, and Keep tuned. Subscribe if you haven't. Love your comments. I will see you the next time. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with Keto Under 20 and a bit of a food politics talk. Do your research. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.